This is my take on a Yule Log made with chocolate and Biscoff.
And it's also called a bûche de Noël, and it's a fitting name because I will be fitting all of this in my bûche.
It's light, airy, super fluffy, and it's complemented by the ginger snap taste of the Biscoff. And let's show you how to make it. Here we have the ingredients for the cake and the filling. We're gonna get to the buttercream afterwards. To make the cake, we're using a Swiss roll, which is a long sheet pan cake that's light and airy. To get that lightness, what we're gonna use is egg whites, which is whipped really finely just to incorporate air. From there, we're gonna fold in the dry ingredients, which is cake flour, baking powder, cocoa powder, or you can use Dutch process as well, and sugar. We're also gonna incorporate spices like cinnamon, ginger powder, and salt. For the filling, we're making a Biscoff whipped cream, which is just whipped cream, Biscoff spread, icing sugar, and vanilla. It's super simple, and let's start making the cake. First, we're gonna put all our dry ingredients into a bowl, mix it together, and then set it aside.
To make sure that there are no clumps forming and it's the smoothest it can be, we're going to sift the ingredients as well. In goes the cake flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder. And to get any extra bits at the bottom, we're pressing it out with a spoon. Follow that with sugar, mix that together, and set aside.
Now here we have a stand mixer fitted with a whisk attachment. What that's gonna do is when we add the egg yolks, it's gonna help whip it up really fast. You can also do this with a hand mixer, but there's a lot of ingredients with air incorporated into it, so I would suggest not having to do it by hand.
Throw in your egg whites and blend that on high until you get stiff peaks that hold their shape. This shouldn't take long, it should only be about a couple minutes. And here you can see it's holding its shape, that's perfect. Once that's good, add in your egg yolks one at a time until completely blended, and then follow that with your spices.
Now that we have our eggs incorporated and it's aerated, we're going to add the dry ingredients and fold it into the egg yolks. We're trying to keep it as light as possible and not break any air bubbles.
To reduce the risk of any clumps, I usually use about a third of the dry ingredients and mix it completely, and then continue until all of the dry ingredients are used and it's completely combined. By the end of it, you should have this rich, silky, chocolatey batter.
And here I just have a parchment lined half baking tray. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the batter down, smoothen it out, and then throw it into the oven.
So I'm just gonna pour the batter onto the baking tray using a spatula, and to spread it out evenly, we're using an offset spatula. And you can go all the way to the corners, even if it sticks. We'll fix it when it comes right out of the oven.
We're just gonna cook this for 10 minutes or until it's completely matte on top and it's a little bit springy in the middle. So while that bakes, let me get the towel ready so when it comes out of the oven, it's ready to roll.
So we're just using a regular dish towel and laying it flat out. The icing sugar helps to keep it from sticking to the cloth and gives it a little sweetness. And here's the cake straight from the oven. You can see that there's a matte coating as well as it's springy on the interior. Using the offset spatula, we're going all the way around the edges and making sure that nothing sticks. And now that's completely cooled, we're ready to flip. We can take off the parchment paper. I go by one of the corners and then just carefully remove it. And then sprinkle it with more icing sugar just to make sure it doesn't stick. Now we're going to carefully roll, and take your time here. I'm going super slowly and curling it just as naturally as possible. Keep going all the way to the edge of the cake.
So now that this is rolled up, I'm just gonna put it on a wood board and then put it in the fridge for about 2 to 4 hours. You can also cool this overnight just so it solidifies. So while the cake cools in the fridge, let's make the Biscoff whipped cream and the Biscoff buttercream.
We're just going to incorporate air until it forms stiff peaks, and when it spreads, it's super smooth and silky.
So here's about a cup of heavy cream. You want to make sure that this is cool before you throw it into the mixer.
Pour in your heavy cream followed by Biscoff spread, icing sugar, and vanilla extract. Whisk that until completely combined.
So I'm just transferring the whipped cream to a bowl so I can use the mixing bowl again for the buttercream. So here are all our ingredients for the Biscoff buttercream. It's a fairly straightforward buttercream where you have your dairy like the butter and the cream to help blend it all together. You have icing sugar for the sweetness, as well as salt and vanilla to really give it those classic buttercream flavors. In terms of Biscoff, we have the Biscoff spread, as well as Biscoff cookies. To get this fine crumble from the Biscoff cookies, what you can do is you can throw it into a food processor. But what we did was we put the cookies into a plastic bag. Using a frying pan, you can beat it. It's a great way to relieve any of your frustrations during this holiday season. So now we're just gonna put all of this into a blender and we should be able to get our buttercream.
So we're throwing in all our ingredients except for the icing sugar and just making sure that it blends until smooth. Once it's ready, add the icing sugar. And then to get the proper consistency, we're going to add heavy cream just to smoothen it out even more.
Here we have our cake. It's been cooling for about 3 hours. We're gonna unroll it now, see how it is, and if everything looks good, we're gonna add the Biscoff whipped cream, roll it up, and begin to plate it.
As I'm unrolling it, I just want to be as careful as rolling it up because this is where you'll see if there's any cracks forming, and you don't want to open the cracks and make it even worse. Add the Biscoff whipped cream, leaving about 1/2 inch from the edge of the cake. We're using an offset spatula, but you can use anything from a regular spatula to a knife. Now gently roll it up, and it should hold the same shape as the way that you rolled it up in the first place. Once that's ready, we can transfer this to a wood board. And we're going to make a slice 3 inches from the edge of the cake on a diagonal angle so we can make the side of the log. Place the main log in the middle of the serving plate, followed by the slice on the diagonal side facing the cake. Now you can add your buttercream and spread all around the edges. And you can be generous with this. To make the log texture, we're going to use a fork and make long motions. And from it, you should have these exterior ripples.
So now that it looks like a Yule log, we're gonna garnish with some extra Biscoff crumble, sugar cranberries, and rosemary.
I like the Biscoff crumble here to have a little bit more texture, so you can have bigger chunks as well as smaller pieces all around the top of the cake. Follow that with cranberries that are tossed in sugar and rosemary as well.
And there you go, our Yule log made with chocolate and Biscoff. Thanks for watching. And if you like this recipe, don't forget to give it a like down below. And you can subscribe for more recipes like this.